Welcome back to Cadaver Chatter. This is episode 2. Today I am recording here with my sister Lexi, or Alexis.
Live in my car.
Live in Lexi's car while I wait for her to do her suspicious activities.
Yeah. Very illegal activities.
It rhymes with peed. Yeah, so I'm here with my sister Alexis and my brother Jose.
Hello.
So today's episode is going to be the first of just having people on here and talking about horror, or for my brother, because he's not as deep of a horror fan as my sister and I are. He's going to answer to the best of his ability, and it'd be interesting to hear from his point of view because he doesn't.
Outsider.
Yeah, because he doesn't really watch horror movies like that. But he is an aspiring actor, so it's something interesting to.
A different point of view.
Yeah.
Different point of view for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yep. Let's see if you can hear. Hopefully, you guys could hear him well, because I have it on.
I'll try to speak up a little bit more.
Yeah. We have it on my phone here. I've been recording these on my phone and seeing how we can do it.
And keep in mind, to give you a visual, I have a Hyundai Veloster, so there's little to no back seat. All right, it's a 3-door.
I am
This
in the
man
back seat.
Is laid out across the back seat,
What
trying
you
to
hear
scream from one side of the car.
Is me ruffling to get comfortable so you can hear me a little bit better.
All right. So, we'll start with Lex. What was a movie that started it all for you?
My gateway horror film.
Yes.
Man, I don't even remember. I kind of feel like it might have been like 13 Ghosts. Like, my heart tells me I think that's probably one of the first horror movies I've seen as a kid. But that's like at home. Because I remember the first horror movie I've seen in theaters was Paranormal Activity. And I begged Mom to let me watch that movie. And she was like, "You're not sleeping with me. Like, I'm not dealing with it. It's gonna be a scary movie." And I was like, it's fine, I'll go. I won't be scared. I did not sleep at all that night.
I think I remember you were awake.
I was wide awake. I could not sleep. I was so scared, and I was way too prideful to go to my mom's room. There's no way. So I just stood awake all night instead. Shaking in my boots. But that's when I was like, yep, I love this. Nothing has ever made me feel like that. Like, scared and like out of my wits. It's wild. And I love it. The adrenaline is crazy.
And I think that for that time too, especially because I feel like it was your generation of horror.
Yeah.
So
I was like 9. I think it was like 2008.
Yeah.
Was when it came out or something like that.
Was it 2008? Has it really been that long?
Yeah. I think it's been a while.
Because we were already moved here, so it had to be after that.
So like maybe 2009, but it definitely was not that long.
Yeah.
And so that means 2009 I was 10. So like that's probably one of my first in-theater horror movies. I felt like at home it was a lot more comfortable. You know, I didn't feel as though like it's in my face like that. And then I can just look the other way and I'm home again. But at the theater, it's just pitch black and I'm surrounded by strangers and I'm like 10. Thank God. And everybody else around me was so scared too. So all of us were just like, oh. Yeah, it was so much fun though.
I think the way that they marketed that movie too was really good. Like,
amazing.
And then the people that they used, like, they were
just
not
randoms.
to say nobodies,
yeah,
but
they were randoms.
They were actors you don't see in films.
Yeah.
So.
And the budget was like beyond small.
Yeah.
Like there's not even legroom to work with.
And I think it's kind of like Blair Witch Project, how they advertised it. And I really, as much as I used to shit on
to be
Blair
like
Witch,
an indie horror film type. Yeah.
As much as I used to shit on Blair Witch Project, I had a friend who kind of like turned me the other way for it and really appreciate it for what it was at the time, because I remember I was like, the scariest thing about that movie was the snot coming at the screen when she was doing her monologue. And, but like looking back now and just be like, damn, that was really fun. Like interesting to like. They had a website.
I think it's just found footage films for me.
Yeah.
Found footage films are absolutely terrifying.
And
Because it
thought
makes
these
you feel like
people-
it's real.
Yeah, and you thought
Yeah.
those people were actually missing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I think I had to sign like a waiver or something.
Especially in Paranormal Activity.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even know when it actually changed my mind. Like, okay, this is only a movie. For the longest time, I really
This
felt
family's
like
real.
this is yeah, that lady was tripping. She's out there somewhere. It's like
She's coming. She's
yeah.
coming.
Yeah, her and Hunter, they're coming. But it wasn't until like I was actually I think way too old to be that dumb. Okay, I probably like finally realized it when I was like 15, like 14 or 15, and I was like, all right, maybe this isn't that real. Until I like was allowed to Google, and then I looked it up. I think I tried to watch that movie with our brother, and he like fell asleep halfway through the movie. Yeah, I looked over and I'm waiting for the scary part to come on. I look behind me and he's like mouth open, eyes closed, just.
If it's it was probably later in the night. I mean, I was younger. I had school probably.
Even younger.
Yeah.
How many years younger than 4 years younger than me?
5, yeah. about
So
5
like
years.
if I was 10.
Well, it had to be when he was a little bit older.
Yeah, so I was probably like
I'm thinking 6
13.
or 7.
Maybe a
So-
couple years after.
yeah, that's freaking.
Oh, because I think we rented it on Redbox,
Mhm.
which is dead now, by the way. Rest in peace, Redbox.
No, there's still one at the Ralph's.
There's still one. They're gonna die.
It
They're
has a
yeah,
sign
getting
on
there.
it saying this is gonna close.
Closing
It says
soon.
please bring back our shit. But yeah, if you're trying to watch something with me really late, I was probably gonna knock out. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it probably saved me from being really scared. Because
Did you ever actually watch that movie?
Not really.
There's
I mean,
so many now.
yeah,
Yeah. I watched that
it's one of those
after the
movies where I just cover my ears when shit gets real.
Yeah. I did
yeah.
not sign up for this. He really is like that. We'll start watching a movie, like a horror movie, and he'll get up halfway through, like, nah. And then he'll go to the
Suddenly,
room.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, that was really before I kind of understood like movie making and like the art of that, because like now I can watch anything, and it's like I kind of look at it a different way. I appreciate it differently, but like still, like you were saying with such a small budget, it takes the
lot,
actors,
yeah.
the directors, it takes everything to make something compelling, to actually get you to believe something.
Yeah.
So that's what made me like so scared to like not view it at a younger age. But now that like I understand like the whole process of creating it, it's more so looking at it as like the performances, or like how they had certain scenes, or how they framed certain things, and you understand why it is what it is. And I've never taken the time to like really watch it. I don't really watch tons of horror films, but I've seen parts of it before I fell asleep. But you know. That tells you it was good, because I didn't want to watch the rest.
He fell asleep when he had his eyes closed because he was scared.
Yeah, no, that was not my time.
Yeah. What would you say is the first horror movie you actually watched, Jose?
I feel like Dead Silence was my segue into like
Oh, yeah,
that shit was scary. Yeah, that was that was definitely the start, and I feel like it went into more I think more paranormal, like The Conjuring. I think that one I was able to see in theaters, and then that turned to like Insidious. So that kind of is what started it. That started like my time with it.
That's a good time for horror, though.
Yeah.
When all those movies are coming out, that's pretty
And
cool.
it's interesting because like it's different. Like my era of horror. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 28.
Yeah.
Lexi is.
I mean,
25,
even then, like
and-
our era. Well, I would consider
well, because
my like
we're the
borderline.
same. Yeah, we're about the same. But my brother, he's the youngest of us here, so he's had his old different generation of horror growing up.
Yeah.
So he had Insidious, Conjuring, Dead Silence, I guess. He was born in 2004, so he was too young to see it when it
He was
came out.
Literally,
But
yeah, like born when the movie came
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Didn't it come out in like 2006, I think?
yeah. So
But
he was still young.
definitely
too.
watched it at least 7 to 8 times. Like
Mhm.
it's one of those movies.
That was
you
one of our
can
favorite
watch
movies. That's why
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
one of
watching
my
all the time.
favorites for sure.
And don't get me wrong, I haven't watched it in a bit. I mean, like ever since I started acting, I haven't even looked at it. But like if I were to watch it again, I'm sure I would look at it from a different perspective, and it would just, I don't know, make me probably appreciate it a lot more. But still, I mean, it's still a great movie nonetheless.
So like, Jose said that movie like really freaked him out when he watched it. And so for you, what was the movie that like freaked you out when you watched it? Was it Paranormal Activity?
No,
or was
well, I guess it was Paranormal Activity, but I think it was also because I was a lot younger when I watched that movie, like the first Paranormal Activity. So I feel like it was a lot easier to scare me because I was a child.
Mhm.
But when I got older, like the movies that I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is actually scary, was The Fourth Kind. The
Yeah.
Fourth Kind actually scared me out of my wits. Even for the longest time to this day, I feel so uncomfortable with owls. I can't even look at one. Like, if something just flies over me, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, it's an alien. It's gonna come for me. They're watching me. They know something. Yeah, I don't trust owls. So it'd probably be The Fourth Kind that got me to the point where I was like, all right, this is actually pretty scary. I also really like what is it, like documentary, like found footage films, and I really like movies like that are the ones that really tend to get me.
Mhm.
Like as soon as I see, like in Paranormal Activity, how they had like that change in scene and it was just like a black screen that told you the date and the time, I was like, oh,
and they were never seen again.
Yeah.
They never found them.
Yeah, but that's why, you know, I also like true crime and stuff like that too, so I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. I really like thinking about it and putting myself in the situation, as weird as it sounds. I'm like, dang, if that was me, what would I do?
All right, Jose, what about you? What would you say was the one that genuinely freaked you out as a kid?
Genuinely freaked me out. It's probably had to be a more gory one, to be honest with you. I really can't think of one off the top of my head.
You don't like gore?
I was scared. Oh no, I mean I was scared of a lot of horror movies. Like
Ghost Rider was terrifying to him. Okay, so be for
that was when I was like a kid though. Like I don't even know what it was. It was just one of those things that frightened me. But I would say that, or even like The Mask, but those aren't really like horror movies.
Wow.
I guess.
The Mask was like
But as a kid, yeah.
No,
Like,
what's
why does he look
that?
like that?
There was a movie you guys would watch with this girl that would appear in that scary maze game.
Oh, The Exorcist?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
Scary Maze game.
And there was it was a zombie movie, and she comes
Oh,
out
it's a zombie
and they close. I think it might be Resident Evil, where it closes
Oh.
and it like smashes like the bodies, and like you see
Oh.
their eyes get smashed and
Oh,
stuff.
are you talking about? No, he's not talking about Exorcist.
No, that's
If
a zombie
it's a girl
movie,
that
yeah.
a girl that appears in the scary. Is it The Grudge?
I have no. I
Oh,
don't
he said
think
it's a
so.
zombie.
Yeah, it's like this big lady that chases this girl and like her I guess team, but
Oh, Quarantine.
I think so.
Is it Quarantine? Because it's like
And the maze is, like,
in the
clear.
apartment.
It's fucking. I don't know if it's an apartment, but they're like they're in this place and there's a zombie apocalypse.
Wow.
And there's is it?
But that
is
one
it-
freaked me the fuck out, definitely.
Yeah.
That, and there was the movie with Pinhead in it, because like those movies were like the movies where like they would
gory.
appear in my nightmares.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that's how you know they stuck with you and it was real. But this is like I said, this is all before like you understand what it is. I mean, I personally call it like an audience perspective. Is when you're locked into it and you believe the story and it's believable.
okay, yeah. The
Yeah,
immersion.
no. Yeah, you believe that illusion. You're absorbed into their world in that sense, and that's what like really makes you feel. I feel like now I watch it and now I look at it and be like, damn, how do they portray that, or like the framing for that?
Yeah.
I look at it more like an art perspective, but like when you can look at it from an audience perspective, while me being kind of cursed with this acting perspective now, I can still be absorbed into that world and still be like, ugh, I don't want to look at that shit.
Since you
Like-
started like acting and stuff, what do you think? Like, have you seen any movies recently that made you feel like, okay, this is a character perspective for me? Like you were wrapped up in the story like that?
I feel like now, especially with me acting with the blockbuster movies, like that's the goal. So I try to envision in every blockbuster movie, I try to look at which role do I feel like I was best suited for. Even if it was like Transformers or whether it's like the new Alien movie, like I look for roles that were like, which ones do I think I would maybe even audition for, or like which character could I like portray. But even when you look at these like actors and the way they portray these characters, they make a lot of interesting choices that you don't realize or you can't really notice until you start acting.
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, if I did this, how would I do it opposed to how they did it?
That's how honestly, I think about your comfortability in like a horror film. And I'm like, imagine how crazy it would be to watch yourself die like that. And like, I don't know if I would be able to like That's so weird. Like
Yeah.
watching yourself die.
I'm so
multiple
excited
times.
for that day.
Or like
Wow.
your girlfriend. Your
yeah,
girlfriend watching you die on
it.
screen. Like,
yeah,
oh
like
my
would I
God.
cry? I don't know.
I was just talking about this the other day. Yeah, that I would love to see myself die on screen or like see something crazy happen.
With
and
like
me
the
watch
effects,
it.
like makeup effects
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
SFX, like everything, just to create something crazy and to like watch it and like look around and see if people are crying. Like just to see if
If
I
you're not
can.
crying, you're not real.
Yeah, because you know
If
when
you're not crying, get out.
when that
Get out of the
character that
theater.
you love so much just dies and it hits you different, you like,
Yeah.
damn, and I want to look around and see if I can like bring that reality to life how I
Yeah.
did
Mhm.
before I started acting. Because me, I feel like whoever doesn't act, whoever doesn't know how it works, like that art, doesn't look at it that way. They have that audience perspective. So if I can provide that, that's my job.
Yeah.
And like as far as the movies, a horror movie that has been out that like I look at and I wonder like I could have totally like tried to do this, or this is definitely like potentially something I'd be interested in doing. I feel like rewatching The Conjuring was probably something that
Yeah.
I'd
Because the
be
last time you
interested
seen
in.
it, you were like younger and you weren't
Yeah,
this into acting as
a
you
more
are now.
challenging one I thought would be Saw. Saw, I feel like being one of the
man.
the players. Yeah, that'd be such an experience.
Like, how would you portray cutting your own leg off? Be serious.
Yeah, that. and being absorbed in the idea that this guy trapped you and you have to play this game. Like it's a challenge, you know, it's fun, and then like there's just other things that come with it as far as like how you guys as my siblings see me perform versus seeing me on screen versus seeing me every single day as you live with me.
Honestly, I feel like that just makes me your highest critic. Because at the end of the day, I'm
I
like,
didn't believe
You
that.
know
I
me.
know, I'm like, I didn't believe that for 1 second. Like,
But
that
I
was
just
not
saw you.
convincing at all.
Yeah, and
Your
guys,
arm's not broken.
You guys are my OG readers. Like Miranda would read with me. You read with me when I first started like auditioning on my own on backstage. You guys are my readers, and I'm not gonna lie. I look back at those days now, and I was so bad. Like in
Funny
my
you're
eyes,
bad,
in my
yeah.
eyes now, I look back at it like now I know why.
Because you're your
It
own
wasn't my
worst
time.
critic.
Yeah, and I like nobody starts like great. You know, everybody starts somewhere and everything. But that was something where like I knew I had to work at it, and now I'm more confident sending you my auditions. I'll still send them to you, even if you weren't involved with it, just to like get your opinion on it still, so you can still see the growth. I mean, because I feel like I grow every week, so I can only imagine like a year from now, you know, as I progress, I will do different roles. I'll do horror roles, I'll do action roles, and I watch like I said, every blockbuster movie to like look at it and see how I would fit in this industry. I mean, I feel like as an actor you have to be very versatile, and that comes with doing anything.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, I would love to do a horror film. I feel like that'd be very fun, and watching it and you guys watching it would be like a very proud like goal that I would achieve. Definitely.
I'd be so hyped.
Yeah, to be on the big screen in a horror movie, like that's definitely a huge goal of mine. So I watch all of them and I'm like, where would I fit? Where could I do it? You know, or even if I don't think I fit.
What character do you think could be in a horror film?
That's what I was just about to ask. I was like, would you be the character that's like, yo, you guys gotta stop crying like little bitches. We gotta come together. We gotta get this shit done. And then you die being a hero, or you die like personally, I feel like you would be the guy that's like, what are you doing? We need to get out of here. Like as soon as something weird happens, you're like, I'm getting out of here, bro. I'm not gonna stay
The
here.
real
The Shaggy.
Yeah.
Of the group?
Yeah, I'm the real one. I could see that. I feel like I would get typecasted as like maybe the brave one that would die doing something probably heroic to save somebody that's stupid.
Or I feel like you could also play like the jock that dies first.
Yeah, or I can
You just
play
have
like
the
the
looks
idiot.
like
I can
that,
play the dumbass that makes the mistake that probably gets myself killed.
Yeah.
You think you could take on this like 6-foot maniac,
Yeah,
and you're
And I
like,
just get fucked up.
Because he's the quarterback.
or maybe
of
like
his
the
high school.
7-foot maniac. You're just like, come on, you want to fight me? I'll
Yeah,
kick
like,
your
I
ass, bro.
wrestle,
And then you just
yeah.
get your head chopped off.
Yeah.
Creating those things would be so
It'd be
fun.
so fun.
And
I
just-
hear it's scary. Actually, what movie did I see recently that showed that? Was it Maxine? Yes, it was Maxine. Where they covered her whole face in the plaster to make her head replica.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my god, that looks like absolutely terrifying. Being so claustrophobic and just having your whole face casted over your mouth. The only thing you have is the 2 nose holes. Like,
I had to do that for technical theater in high school. We had to we had to make masks for Antigone. And people were genuinely, like, afraid to get the plaster put on their face for their molds, but we needed it for the play.
Mm-hmm.
So there were people who were like, I cannot put that over my whole face. Some people were like, make my whole face and just cut the bottom off. And I was like, okay. But there were people who were like, please don't cover my whole face.
Wow.
I'm so scared. It's good. I'm claustrophobic. I don't want that. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll leave your mouth exposed and we'll plaster around as the best that we can, and then sand it down from there. So yeah, it's scary. Like it's like this weight. It's like similar to being trapped in like an enclosed space.
Yeah, that's exactly
so
how I think about it. Like almost drowning even. Like that's terrifying. That really is so scary.
What do you think?
The only thing you have is the 2 straws in your nose. Like
It's like,
I know. What if I have a runny nose that day, huh? What am I gonna do? I got allergies. Okay.
I think they had to do that for Art the Clown. I think Art the Clown had to get his whole face molded.
I believe it, yeah.
For his appliance pieces.
Because he doesn't wear a mask. He wears, like, prosthetics, right?
Yeah, like, I think the nose prosthetic, and
the
then
chin,
the
sure.
face, like the cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds scary. But, I mean, it's pretty cool. That, like, special effects that goes into it is absolutely sickening.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think you would be? Like, what kind of person do you think
Which
you'd be?
Character?
Would you be the final girl, or would you be the girl that's like, I'm gonna go get something, and then you just get murdered?
No, I feel like, I don't know if I would be the final girl, but I think I would definitely probably die, like, right before the end. I feel like that's just my luck.
Like, the character development is there, and then you're there like, oh shit, she just got her shit.
Or we're stranded on an island or something, and our last hope is to find a raft. I would be in a group of, like, 4 people, and I'm hanging third. You know what I mean? And then at the end, the last person gets caught, and then I'm like, I have to go back and help them, and then I die. That's what I feel like would happen, like, right before we find the raft.
Zombie horde comes after you while you're trying to save them.
That's my luck. Like, I feel like I'd make it so far, and I'd be such a likable character, and then, like, that's it. That's who I would be.
You bite the fart.
Yeah.
Bite them dust.
Yeah. Always because of somebody else, too.
Yeah. I just, I got such a big heart,
man. We
can't
leave them.
Yeah,
we can't leave them.
I got such a big heart, man. And depending on who it is,
we can fix it.
What is like Shaun of the Dead? And oh my god, he's all pulled apart, and she goes in after him. I'm like, girl, he's not coming back. I don't know what planet you're on, but when people are pulled apart entirely, limb to limb, intestine to intestine, they're not coming back.
And they're chomping, like they're already chomping on his innards.
You saw it with your own 2 eyeballs, and you're like, I'm gonna save you. For what? Leftovers? Because that's all you
need. A doggy bag, bro?
Like, that's crazy. That's mind blowing to me. That's dumb. But I'd probably be that character, because if my man was in there, I got you.
I feel like I would be the Randy, like in Scream. You know how Randy's just like obsessed with horror movies, and he's trying to predict the ending, and then he gets killed.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I would go, is like, I think I know everything, and then the killer catches me slipping, and I'm done.
Yeah, seriously. Slipping by, like, just walking down the street slipping?
Yeah.
Like that? Like, how he did?
Yeah, he was, how did Randy died in Scream 2.
He was just standing there. Just standing there, and there was a van. It was the news van. Mm-hmm. And they yanked him in the news van, and they jumped his ass.
Yeah.
They shanked him. You just saw the blood dropping from the van.
Rest in peace, Randy.
Yeah,
he was my favorite. He was my favorite.
Nobody listened to him.
We listened to him. He predicted it. And then even in like the newer ones, they try to bring him back too, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, and they didn't bring him back, but they
did
give him
the video. Like, they did the video of him, and I was like, oh, Randy. I like him. I think I would be the Randy in the horror movie, and then I'd get killed.
Yeah, or it was you.
Or it was me. Yeah.
Or it was you at the end.
They're like sus.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody's a suspect.
I'm not
crazy. Alright, let's see. What would you say your favorites are?
Are we talking top 5 or top 3? Because we could really make this happen.
We can do top 5.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, so not in any particular order because I feel like I couldn't pick a favorite. But these are the ones that I could watch over and over again and not get tired of them. Probably Return of the Living Dead.
That was mine.
Yeah. As Above, So Below. Tusks. And Reanimator. God, only one more. Probably, this is gonna sound weird, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of a comfort movie for me. Like, I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, okay, let's put it on for like a nostalgic feeling. It just makes me, just gives me my little dose of dopamine.
The 1970s one or the 2003?
Probably
the remake?
the 2003 one. That or Hills Have Eyes.
Was it 2003 that one came out?
Is
it the Jessica Biel one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, and I was a kid when that one came out, so I liked that one. A lot of people
who
loved those
yeah.
movies didn't really like that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
But that beginning, the van scene, dude, that's such a good shot.
That was
like
crazy.
Somebody, I think Forever Midnight was talking about the van scene, and I was like, that is such a good scene. That shot in the hole. Oh, that's great.
Shot
the
in
bullet
hole.
hole.
Is crazy. Yeah. What movie? I think I'm thinking of Devil's Rejects, where she runs out in the middle of the street and gets hit by a truck.
Yeah, that's Devil's Rejects. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good movie too. Probably another comfort movie. That one. I think any Rob Zombie horror film is a comfort movie for me.
They're good.
Yeah, they're all really good.
I like them.
I have no complaints. Even Halloween.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion or popular opinion, I don't care. Yeah, hot take, shoot me, sue me. Rob Zombie's Halloween is probably my favorite Halloween. And whatever. I don't care. I thought it was
I like
great.
what I like.
I loved it. Yeah.
That's how I feel about 31. I feel like not a lot of people like 31. But I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy it because Richard Brake, the Doomhead, he just steals the movie. I think he's such a great actor, and
yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, he gives Joker vibes.
Yeah, he does.
That's why I like him. Like he's a cool guy. I mean, we met him at CreepyCon.
Yeah, we did. He was pretty cool.
He's really chill.
Really nice too. Really into character.
Yes.
Nice. Cool guy. Fuck with him.
My top 5 is constantly changing, so I
know,
see
me
why
too. Ask me again tomorrow.
Ask me again tomorrow.
Because I guess there's another movie. Well, I don't really like it. It's just like, it's so bad. It is so gross. Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust.
It is sick and twisted, and I hate it. But it is so good. Like, it's one of those movies that somebody asks me, like, what's the nastiest movie you've ever seen? Probably Cannibal Holocaust. Or Atroz.
Oh, yeah.
That is a Mexican horror film. And it is... Do not recommend. Oh my god. Like, actually, jaw to the floor. Can't feel my butt cheeks. Nasty. Okay?
Can't feel my butt cheeks.
Yeah. Like, everything is numb. I shouldn't be watching this. Where's the authorities? Nasty. Like, worse than Cannibal Holocaust. Nasty. So, fair warning.
Yeah.
But you can find it on any...
They're like, that's crazy. What's it called?
Yeah. Atroz. It's Atroz, I think is how you spell it. It was good. It was really good. But pretty sick. Pretty sick and twisted.
You're like, just a one-time watch for me.
Yeah, there's just one specific scene that I will, like, probably see in the last 7 minutes of my life. Because it's stuck in my brain so bad. Like, it's absolutely gross. Sickening. Sick and twisted.
What about you, Jose? What would you say your top 5 is if you could think of any of them? 5. You're like, it's only 5.
No, it's only 3, probably.
Yeah.
However many you could think of that you really like, go ahead and name them.
With horror movies, I like, I mean, Dead Silence I always liked. That's one that I was saying that I can watch over and over again. I haven't watched, so I need to.
Yeah. And even the director's cut of that movie is good.
Yeah, it is.
I really do think it needs more love.
Wait, honorable mention. 1408.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
It's a fun movie.
I think that just might be insert audience clap here. Yeah, 1408 is probably one of the greatest horror films I've seen. ever, probably. So,
I'm gonna have to take one of these cookies.
Yeah.
Now that I'm here.
Well, we have a.
I have a box of cookies in my backseat of my car. Hear me out. It's just my birthday, and my coworker makes the best kitchen sink cookies. They have like potato chips and pretzels.
Just like the sink.
Yeah, tastes just like the sink. It's so good. 10 out of 10. That's what we're munching on. Just, you know. What is it? What did I say?
Michelle in accounting?
Yeah. I said props to Michelle in accounting. She's great. Great baker.
Yeah, Dead Silence for sure. Probably even my number one, to be honest. But I feel like the rest will go into The Conjuring. I feel like The Conjuring was actually really good.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. Even the second one wasn't bad, but the first one, the first one was pretty scary.
The first one, I remember I was hyping that movie up hard when I watched it because I think we went to go see that in the theater together. It was me, you, Mom, and Angelina, and was it? I think so. Yeah, but that movie really did change the game. I mean,
yeah, it did.
Like, I mean, for people who are listening, obviously it's a movie pretty much everybody has seen at this point. That clap scene, I think James Wan did a really good job of inputting the fears of people, like that people actually have, like fear of not having your feet covered with a blanket, the fear of waking up in the middle of the night and seeing shit, like the shadows of people or hearing voices. I did like a whole little review when I watched it on my Facebook a long time ago, but I remember I was like, he really inputted the things that freaked me out when I was a kid, like going out in the dark. I didn't have a basement, we had a garage, and I hated going in the garage when I was little to get something or to switch laundry. Oh, it was terrifying, and it was dark outside. Our garage used to creep me out. So seeing somebody go into the basement and going up them stairs in the dark, oh no, no thank you.
There's no way.
I'm not doing that. It freaked me out. Yeah, The Conjuring is a good one. That's a good one to put on your list.
Yeah.
The first one's really good.
I think Sinister as well is pretty good.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
That was one where I mean I only really know it and know it semi well because of you guys. You guys watched. That was one that you guys watched regularly.
It was a fun movie. Ethan Hawke did a good job in that movie.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those movies where like with the performance, less was a lot more. With the way was it? It's Keanu Reeves. Is he there?
No, that's Ethan Hawke, the main guy, right?
He's the lead actor in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't need to do a lot of exaggerations or like even be even very like emotional. He was actually I feel like very subtle throughout probably like the whole prologue into throughout the whole introduction of the movie until you discover things, and you discover things with the character. And
he's like, I'm onto something. Like, this is big.
Yeah, you kind of go on that journey with him, which is what brings you into that world. That's what I kind of took away the most from that specific like horror movie.
Yeah.
It's not so much like this is what's happening, this is what's gonna scare you. It's more so like, okay, this is a family, this is their life.
Yeah.
This is an author, like, and
he's trying to make that
discover what he discovers. And then you find out more about the reason behind his actions. You find more about the character. And
I love that. I love when both you and the main character are like blown away.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh my god. Like, what are we gonna do?
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I'm like, what are we gonna do? What's his name? Kevin?
Oh.
In Sinister?
The little kid?
No, that's his kid's name?
I think his kid's name
What's his character's name? What's Ethan Hawke's character's name?
Ellison.
Yep. Yeah. I'm like, what are we gonna do, Ellison? What are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you gonna ride another?
Is it Ellison? I could be wrong. I mean, I guess
is Ellison. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't all about the monster in that sense. You know, it was more about the character and like what he went through. And I felt like that was a little different about it. You know, kind of, I guess in a sense similar but different to like The Conjuring. You know, it's like a family, they get like haunted, but in a different way.
And I also love movies like that. Like, I love, like, more spiritual, like
the paranormal,
paranormal type. Like, oh, man. Because there's just some things, like, people fear the unknown. So...
Or something they don't understand.
Exactly. And nobody really understands death. Nobody knows what happens when you die. So it's like, having those like different opinions and different like perspectives, and it's like, fuck, that could be real. Who's to say that's not real, huh? Are you gonna tell me it isn't?
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, prove me wrong. Tell me.
The thing with Sinister too is that even the music, like
Oh.
Lex and I always talk about how creepy the soundtrack is for that movie, and I've listened. They don't really have it on YouTube anymore, but when I was doing a project in high school, I wanted to use music from that movie for my final project. We did Dracula, and there's this particular track that we wanted to use from the Sinister's soundtrack.
Sing it.
And no, but it's called Black Ink or something like that. But there's this pause in the track. You hear like this eerie violins and like really creepy music, and then underneath the violins you start hearing whispering, like somebody's saying something, and it gets louder, like piece by piece it gets louder. It's like, I watched you go into the black water. Something like that, like something about the black water, like you were dripping with black ink or something like that.
I remember that. I think I remember that.
Yeah, and then there was another one called The Eater of Children.
Yeah, I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the track, it's a good soundtrack. I don't know if Spotify has it, but I definitely would recommend that you listen to all of it. Like, Family Barbecue is our favorite. Like, the transition.
First of all of those clips are just absolutely sick. Absolutely sickening. It's the same thing, that same pit in my stomach feeling that I got watching Paranormal Activity when I saw that it's nighttime again. It's the exact same feeling I had when I saw that Ape film.
Oh, that he was putting it up, yeah.
I was like, fuck, cover my eyes now.
The lawnmower scene will get me every time I watch that movie.
I don't care how many times I've seen it, it's always going to put me on the other side of the couch.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one you picked.
Yeah, honorable mention right there.
Mm-hmm.
Insert audience screaming.
So you have Dead Silence, The Conjuring, Sinister, and also the Sinister is good for a Blumhouse. Like, I think Blumhouse is hit or miss.
Yeah, okay.
I think they're hit or miss. There's some films that are really good from them, and then there's some that I'm like, you really didn't need to make that, but good job, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Unpopular opinion, Megan is one of them. Because it wasn't that great. It was good, it was cool.
It's a good concept. I think Afraid, the new movie coming out, I think that is Blumhouse.
Right, it is Blumhouse.
It looks interesting. I guess we'll find out in the future if it was actually good or not. But what else, Jose? What else you got on your list?
There was this alien movie, I think we watched it a couple of years back with Ryan Reynolds in it. He got killed.
Life. See, okay, it got really bad reviews, but that is such a good movie.
That is a good movie.
I really liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, I feel like it was, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't unique in the sense where, like, this was an idea that nobody had. No, definitely, like, it was just somebody probably picked it up and made it and said, hey, let's get people to watch it, throw Ryan Reynolds in there. Like,
and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal, too.
Oh, yeah, no, he wasn't killed off. He was more of a character. You kind of knew who Ryan Reynolds was. He kind of played him in a sense, just like
I feel like
he had the same personality.
Yeah, he plays himself in every movie.
Yeah, I mean if it works with the character, and it did, like he's a likable person, which is what makes you attached to the character, which is why when he gets killed off quick, you're like, fuck, why did I come watch this shit in theaters?
Ryan Reynolds dabbles in a decent amount of horror films.
Yeah,
actually.
Have
you ever seen Voices?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
He's in a lot of genres. I mean, you see where his career is at now.
Buried.
And then you see where it started. I mean, that's a hell of a journey, realistically.
Seriously.
But definitely that movie. I mean, that was one that was just fun to watch. Like, it wasn't super freaking scary. Like, for me, that was a great theater experience. Like, it was suspenseful, wasn't super crazy, and it was like a crazy story. It was kind of like, you discover on the way as well. Like, it was an alien life form that, like, was so small but so strong. And it was like I said, not a unique idea, but was something that was made, and it was made really well.
Yeah, I think that.
It was fun. I really liked that movie. I think I saw that movie in the theaters. I might have went by myself, and I remember leaving that movie, and I was like, I don't think people are gonna like this, because I mean, you have Alien already. I feel like once Alien, like, I feel like Alien set that standard,
frame.
Yeah, so I feel bad for that movie because it didn't do very well, but it was a fun film, and the ending was really good. I think there's 2 different endings for that movie.
I think space movies just generally, like sci-fi horror, is actually pretty good. except for A Quiet Place.
That's what that brings us
honestly
there.
Did not care too much about A Quiet Place. I feel like it was, I guess because I had a different expectation of it. When the movie first came out, I was expecting it to be more of like a paranormal type of horror. So when it was about aliens, it completely threw me like for left field, and I was like, wow. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool. It's definitely not a favorite, but it's there. But like Apollo 18, such a good movie. That one is a really good movie too.
That was a fun movie. I liked that one.
Yeah, I did too.
Was that all your list there? Or there? You have another one?
I think that was.
We had two more, I think. Wait, two more?
No,
we have one more. One more.
Horror movie. I mean, what was it? Drag Me to Hell?
Oh, that's
Drag
a
Me
good
to
one.
Hell is one of those gross ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
That
Yeah.
shit creeped me the fuck out. That's one of those where it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's definitely one of those.
I went to see that movie when it came out in the theater with Angelina, our older sister. We went to go see it in Vegas.
Cringe.
Yeah, our parents were out gambling and we were trying to keep each other company. So she was like, "Well, let's go watch Drag Me to Hell." That was really good. It was a good movie. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that was definitely like my 5.
All right. So Lex said that she didn't really like A Quiet Place. So I guess we could segue to what's a horror film that came out that you didn't really like.
Like recently?
Oh shoot! Did I even mention like movie that? Oh wait, I know you guys know my top 5 already. I don't need to answer that question. So I guess now we can go to the segue of the movie that came out that you didn't really like. Do you have another one, or is Quiet Place the one you're really not into that everybody really kind of likes?
Yeah, honestly, I guess I could say so. A Quiet Place is probably one of the only horror movies that's come out recently that I was like, this is not a necessity for me to watch this. Like, it could just go on the back burner. I never really cared too much for it. I'd rather wait until it comes out on like a streaming service and then maybe I'll put some time into it. I don't think even to this day I've seen the second one.
Yeah, it's still
I
new.
think I've only seen the first one.
Wait, no, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, there's 3.
The third one is the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even think I've seen the second one yet either. The first one was kind of just like mid for me. So I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. And Midsummer. Not that it was bad. It is really good. It's a good movie. But for it to have such a huge, like...
Impact.
Yeah. On the community is kind of just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's a fun movie. I liked it.
I'm not saying
I wouldn't
bad.
say it's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, no, it was definitely good, but it's not worth the hype, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I think Mother deserved more hype than Midsummer.
Yeah.
And aren't they from the same director?
Yeah, I think they're both A24.
Maybe.
Too.
I'm not sure, but
Ari Aster
yeah,
did
yeah,
Hereditary
I think so.
as well, I think.
Oh my god,
Did
that one
did
is
Ari
amazing.
Aster do Midsummer? I guess
I think he did.
Can you
Yeah, I'm
Google it?
honestly not too sure. Yeah, I'm sure I can.
All right. What about you, Jose? While she looks that up, just look up Ari Aster, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't say I didn't like it. Like it was more of like it was more so I didn't like it, but like I didn't hate it. It was Night Swim. And Night Swim was one of those like with every movie, it was somebody's idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't really like to comprehend the idea of a pool that was cursed.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also just unanswered questions, like if it's pretty old, so I'm assuming there's no like spoiler alerts, no longer in theaters.
Well, it's in there anyway, just in case.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Alert. Yeah, it's just like there's just certain things that like happen in the pool that just don't make sense that they never talk about. But it's just like there was a creature in there, and it rose up and got somebody, and like there was no other like explanation behind that. But the whole gist was that this pool, fucked up things happen in this pool.
No.
You can't see the bottom of this pool.
It's haunted.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't like bad. Like it wasn't not entertaining to like watch, but it was also like I was watching and I was like, this grown ass man is drowning right now.
Grown ass man.
But then, like, it also didn't make sense. Like, the grown ass man, the pool made him fucking deranged, and he starts drowning his kid.
What the heck?
Yeah,
Oh,
but that didn't make no damn sense. But I guess he got possessed by the pool, but like, because the pool is cursed.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
It was like some, like, wasn't it like a black moss? Like, it was like, looked like black moss or something. Like something really thick and
like
gooey.
something was in there.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't
Like the spirit of
fully
something.
understand it. Like, you can kind of, depict it as your own thing. But that's why I didn't think, like, it was a very well-made, like, horror movie. So, it was something that, like, I just wouldn't recommend, like, anybody to, like, go see. So, that's probably it for me, to be honest.
Facts. Also, side note, Ari Aster directs Hereditary and Midsummer.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
got the answers. Alright, so you guys told me your top 5 and the movies that came out that everybody really likes, you don't really like. Mine personally, I think, the movie that came out that everybody really liked that I didn't like was, I don't know. What would you say? At first, I was really like, I felt like that about Hereditary, because I was like, it's good. I guess the same way that you feel about Midsummer, is that like it's a good film, but it's not the best of all time. That some people have put that title on there. There's a lot of good movies out there that I just don't think Hereditary is going to be on that list of best in my life. But I guess it's just a matter of opinion.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's a good film, and it's crazy. Definitely crazy. I love the background imagery, too, in that movie. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, but not the greatest of all time. I think that's the only one I can think of right now, at least. So, now that you guys have told me your faves, and things that you didn't like, that everybody likes, whatever, do you think that, like, what would you say your taste is? Like, what do you go for? You said you go for, like, paranormal. What kind of films do you, like, gravitate towards based on your tastes?
I really like, like paranormal or spiritual films. Like, I really like religious films, like The Exorcist, or the one that I really liked was, the most recent one, was, The First Omen. I did actually really like it. I really enjoyed the cinematography of it. I think some of the angles and some of the way that the scenes were switched over was similar to the original, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I really did appreciate that. I did. I caught like the little Easter eggs. And there's some parts that really had my jaw like on the floor. Like, it was actually really good. I loved it very much.
That opening scene, that beginning scene was really fun. Yeah. I did not expect that. Like, I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, it was wild.
It was
mind blown.
Priest, yeah.
But it was so good. 10 out of 10. Didn't I have you watch that like the other day?
We didn't finish it though. We were tired.
And it was good. It was really good. 10 out of 10. Love that movie. But I like movies like that. And then I really liked I did also enjoy the newest Exorcist. What is it, Believer or something?
Yeah.
I can understand it's probably not the best one, but I thought it was pretty decent. It was pretty solid. I was scared. I went to Halloween Horror Nights before the movie came out. So I went into the maze completely thrown off. Like, not thrown off, but like unsure of what I was going to see. Mm-hmm. So I think the maze hyped me up for it so much more. Maybe that's probably the point, they were trying to get us hyped up. Yeah. Because it sure did. I went through the maze absolutely terrified the whole time, and I had no idea what to expect. So when I watched the movie, it's like connecting the two, like instead of vice versa, you see the movie already and then you go through the maze, and it's just a different perspective. But when you do it backwards, you've never seen the movie, you go through the maze first. As I was watching the movie, it was kind of like, damn, like I was getting flashbacks, I was like, damn, that's right, like that lady jumped out and scared me too. Like, I understand, girly, me too. So that was cool. That was really cool for me to like experience it that way. But I like movies like that really make me question things. Like, damn, who's to tell me that's not real?
I saw her.
How do you know? How do you know it's not real?
What about you, Jose?
I feel like I more lean towards horror movies that you also follow the antagonist, meaning like an example is like Black Phone.
Oh,
You
okay.
follow the antagonist and you get to
Mhm.
see the kind not all of their process, but you get to see them as well. It's not so much like they're a monster, and when you see them, somebody's gonna die. It's more so like you see them as a character, and you see them
Behind the
and
scenes.
develop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one is Split. I feel like Split is one where you see this antagonist split through multiple different personalities. I feel like he just played that. He played that so well.
Who's that? James McAvoy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
he's
gosh,
a great
he's
actor.
an amazing actor.
He's
Yeah.
great. He really is, and that was one where you get to follow him and like his decisions. I like stuff like that, and then you see them commit these like acts, and you see, I guess in a sense, why. Same thing with like Dahmer. You get to see a murderer
Develop.
his side, not so much like the victim side of things. So it's maybe it's less scary.
So you like crime, like more like true crime?
Is
Like a
that
thriller?
is that thriller, crime, slasher?
Yeah.
Maybe slasher, but like not so much for the slashers only slashing. I like to get to know the
You like
slasher.
to understand the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Okay,
does he
I
like to
get
walk
it.
his dog? Does he like
Does he
long
like to
walks
walk
on
his
the
dog?
Like,
What makes you this way?
Yeah, why are you built like that?
Yeah.
I
And-
just want to know.
yeah, it's Dahmer was very controversial at some point, but it did make me uncomfortable. Like, it made me uncomfortable in the sense where I was like, oh my god, that's fucking creepy. Like, that man is weird.
Like
He's
it did
fucking
make
creepy.
me feel like that, yeah. But it also made me feel like I shouldn't be
Angry.
watching this.
And it
yeah,
made me
like
feel angry because I
shouldn't
was
be
like,
watching this.
so you're telling me
Mhm.
those are things that actually happened that he could have been stopped way before it got to
Yes.
the extent that it did.
Yes.
And it did make me angry.
It
Such a failed
exposes-
system.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's actually crazy. It's
But
sickening.
I was genuinely uncomfortable when he was like hugging the mannequin or like touching the mannequin or
I
like
don't even really remember a lot of it, honestly.
like I remember pieces of it, and I remember the piece that made me uncomfortable was when he kills somebody. I can't remember what scene it was. I think it was the first episode. It might have been where I was just like, oh, I'm feeling uneasy right now. I think he kills someone and then he like hugs them, and like or before he kills them,
that's
he's
so
hugging them and
weird.
he listens to their heartbeat, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
That
a
made me
weirdo.
uncomfortable.
Another
Yeah, that
fucking
one
weirdo.
is good though. Like Evan Peters really sold it for me. Like it made me not want to be alone in a room with Evan Peters.
Oh my gosh, I know. Seriously.
So I was like, this man is an actor. So
And I
imagine the
think
real
about that.
person was just as
Right,
creepy.
Right. And I think about that too, like as an actor, when you portray these characters, like what dark place do you have to put yourself in for real?
And I think
Like,
they
it's
said
just
that
crazy.
he's
It's
mentioned that
hard.
he was in a dark spot for that.
Yeah, you had to be. You almost like had to put yourself in that situation. And that's what makes you think like, damn. Like it really does take a lot to be a regular in horror films.
Like a consistent
Yeah.
maniac.
At least
yeah.
as an antagonist, like
Mhm.
Evan Peters, like
I suppose.
in a American Horror Story, he plays multiple different villains, multiple different antagonists. So it's kind of like, damn, you're almost always in a dark place.
yeah.
Yeah, how are you? Like, are you okay?
What were you gonna say, Jose?
I feel like especially when you have to play somebody that's already existing.
Yeah.
As an actor,
Yeah.
you're an artist and you can create something, but like, what if something's already framed out for you? I mean, people have an expectation now, and that's the difference, is that now you have an expectation. Now people already have an idea of who this character is. Now it's your job to kind of maybe either inform or educate or show more about this character. And I feel like to play a good villain or to play a good like antagonist, you have to believe that what you're doing is good. And no matter how sick or how twisted it is, to be able to portray that confidently, as in like what I'm doing is right, it does. You have to go somewhere for that.
Yeah.
There's so many different methods of doing different things and portrayal, but like everybody's different and different things work for different people, which is why different actors go different routes, and that's what makes the performance itself so unique. And that's just like I feel like I question that all the time. Like the day that I have to audition or play somebody, that is that dark, who is that timid, who is a murderer. Like you have to find a way to absorb that, but you just have to have self control. And I feel like acting, you develop that pretty easily. So it's definitely like not easy though. I feel like a lot of people need months of preparation and like like I said, that expectation and that pressure is there. Whether you're playing Dom or whether you're playing the Joker, it's different as an actor when you're playing somebody that you can create versus somebody that already exists. Dahmer already exists, and you have to like find out more about this guy and become him.
And I think like you mentioned the Joker, like with Heath Ledger too, like there was different forms of the Joker out there, but he took it into that darker area and really tried to understand, well, I guess not understand, but approach the psychology, his mental state differently.
I mean, it's also very different too because like Dahmer is a real human being.
He's a real
person. Serial killer.
Yeah.
So
versus the
you're
character,
not that you can more so mold.
Cartoon.
Yeah, you can mold characters like the Joker or like anything like that, really, like the fiction characters, because
you can change.
You can change that, but like as like a non-fiction person, like Dahmer is like fuck.
You have to absorb that character entirely.
Yeah, and the history behind it, and it's just crazy.
Versus like the Joker, where it's like you have an idea of who this person is, but it's a piece of you, but it's still the Joker, but a piece of you as a Joker.
And I think because you like movies like that, I think you would like American Psycho, because you get to see Patrick Bateman in two different forms. This crazy, I like to murder people and cut women open side, and then you see I'm a businessman and I'm also an asshole and I got these asshole friends and
I can get away with what I do because of that.
Yeah, and I have all this money and I can get away with it. I think you would like American Psycho. And Christian Bale like put a lot of work into getting that down. And the book itself is already pretty detailed. So I think what they did what they could from the book to film, and it was really good. It's a good movie. It's a crazy movie.
Especially when you have him who's Australian.
Who just
murders.
Is he Australian?
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale?
Yeah, I think he is.
Is he? I thought he was English.
He still has a really thick accent.
Yeah, he has an accent. I don't know what it's
I'm not too sure where it's from, but he definitely has an accent.
But yeah, he portrays an American accent very well. But he's also done his own home accent like very well as well. And that's when you can do that comfortably, that's a whole different range of characters that you can play. Him and like Matthew McConaughey are like very well at that. And it's just distinct things that you take advantage of, but like I guess you understand your value and you know what you're good at. That's why you see Matthew McConaughey in his genre of movies, and then it's very rare and very impressive when you see actors that can do so many different genres. And that's something that I feel like is so difficult to do. I feel like people who don't have an American accent can portray the American accent very well, but people with an American accent struggle to portray British, struggle to portray Australian, English. So it's definitely something that you have to practice. So to see another person, do that is it's admirable. I mean, me as an actor, it's just stuff that you look at and you're like, damn, I hope to one day be able to do that, because that stuff doesn't come overnight. It's stuff you work at, and now you appreciate it at a different level than as if you were the audience member that just sees the character. Now you see the actor and the work that he put behind it, and you get to kind of feel that in a sense. So yeah, I feel like him as a performer probably steals the show in that movie, and probably makes it come to life.
Yeah.
You can put a different actor in there and be a whole different movie, but he just brought something completely unique to it that keeps it alive today. I feel like that's what people still talk about.
Yeah.
Is his unique performance, and that's something that everybody hopes to do. That's the goal. You want to do something that's unique, and something that's entertaining in a sense that like somebody will want to see it, and then and now you showcase it, and that's just how moments happen. That's how they're born. I just never looked at it that way until I started, trying to make those moments. And now I look at other people's moments and I see how they come about. Hopefully that one day, it works out, but everybody's story is different and everybody's talent is different and they show it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those actors though.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess we can start wrapping things up here. What is yeah, we were at an hour, which is the longer than my first episode for sure. I guess we could finish it off by seeing, is there anything that you guys do that like you were trying to get more people to see, or to like, I don't know, get more people to follow? Like what is it you guys do? Like you DJ, like my sister, she's DJ.
Yep, I am a DJ. I do have my Instagram. It's official DJ Happy Feet. So feel free to follow me there. Or I do also have my personal account, which is just baby.leci, Leci, on pretty much all platforms. So yeah, feel free. I'm here. I'm vibing. We're rocking.
And my brother, he's an aspiring actor, so he's working on some stuff too.
Yeah.
He's got some stuff out there.
I've done my own share of student films. Right now I'm starting to finally push out things that hopefully we'll see the public eye on, like streaming services or something bigger. I'm hoping to reach the next step in my career, hopefully within the next year, but realistically I'm just taking it day by day. I mean, I post everything that I can on my Instagram, but hopefully one day I can be on like a major streaming platform that I'll be able to market a little bit better. But for now, I mean, I'm just appreciating the journey, going to school, creating what I can when I can, auditioning when I can, and just appreciating the opportunity. I know that I'm lucky to get what I have at the moment for being only 20 years old. So in the moment, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, but I just stay connected and network through my Instagram, which is just _XX Jose Lopez XX _ very simple.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those are the things they're working on. I think what I'll do is in the description I will include a letterboxed link that has the films some of the films that we've mentioned, or all of the films that we mentioned if I can remember them. I'll put a list of them in a letterboxed list so you guys can check them out on your own time if you want. Thank you again for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see who else we bring on here. These are my first two guests, my siblings, because
yeah,
they like to
be here. Thanks.
It is getting pretty late here, so we're recording this, so my sister's like knocking out. She's all knocking out in the sleep.
We're both falling asleep, but
we've been yapping for a little bit.
A solid hour.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Or good day, whenever you're listening to this.
Have a good day at work. Drive safe.